Emre Can gave an interview, probably, I think it was yesterday, where obviously the headline that most outlets went with, including the Echo, the Daily Mail, other places and such like that, they came out with, obviously, Emre Can saying he feels that he's ready to play for a big club, right? And obviously, that gets you back up straight away, okay? That gets you back up straight away, because then you're just like, okay, we are a fairly big club, all right? We're not as big as we used to be. We're not the, we're not the superpower that we used to be. But we're still a big club in terms of, if you look at our history and such like that, and stuff like that anyway. But mainly, let's have a look. I just wanted to see, so the actual headline read, Emre Can feels he's ready for a big club. Totally misleading, obviously, because this is what the media do, and this is obviously not going to be brand new news to most of you out there, but if you look at Twitter, it kind of looks like it is brand new news. This is what media do. They take tiny little segments and then just create their own headline. How many times have you read an article where it says like, oh my god, such and such has said this, and then you go to the article and it's not even in there? Okay, how many times does that happen? And I'm not saying this is where this has happened, but it pretty much does. It takes the context out of what Emre Can was actually saying. Now, I am going to try and see, yes, I do have the quote. I'm going to read the quote out to you that was actually said. So, Jurgen Klopp has been asked a lot of times about my future, but he tells me as long as it doesn't affect me, it's okay. I have enough self-confidence to say my qualities are sufficient to play for a big club next season. Now, while that does sound like, well, actually, yes, that's what the headline says, he goes on to say that he listed out La Liga, the Bundesliga, Serie A, Ligue 1 and the Premier League. He also went on to hail the influence of Jurgen Klopp, saying he likes the tactical play, the early press, the direct play forward, and that Liverpool FC still feels like family, or feels like a family. So, what counts for me is that I'm an integral part of the team and at a club with a chance of winning the title. That's what every footballer dreams of, because that's the reward of your hard work. Now, so to look at that, hopefully it can settle people down a little bit. Yes, he said he wants to play for a big club. He's reeled off other leagues, like La Liga. I don't really agree with Ligue 1. I wouldn't, let's have a look at Neymar. Apparently he's already wanting out of there. So, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily consider that to be like one of the, PSG are a big team, but they're the big team in Ligue 1. Monaco were good until they sold pretty much all of their winning team. So, looking at La Liga, obviously Bundesliga, you'd be looking at people like Bayern and stuff like that as well. La Liga, Barcelona, Real Madrid. And he's also said the Premier League. So whether someone in the Premier League is suiting to buy him, I'm not entirely sure. But let's just clarify those quotes straight away and just say, he said that Liverpool FC still feels like a family. He enjoys the style of play that we have, and he wants to be part of he wants to be an integral part of a team that can challenge for the title. Okay? Now next year, that could be a possibility. Are Man City going to be able to keep up what they've done this year and do it next year? God knows. Who knows? Because they will only reinforce their team more, as will every team, at least in the top 8. They will certainly be reinforcing their teams a hell of a lot more. The competitive nature of this league makes it that way. That's just how it is in this league. It just so happens Man City have managed to go this season only being beaten once, which was by Liverpool in the league, being beaten very few times otherwise, and they've gone on it's not a freak run. You can't call it a freak run. You can call it one right now, possibly, but if you come to next year and they do the same thing, yeah, that's unreal. But the key thing that he said there was to challenge for the title. Didn't necessarily say win it. I would love, Liverpool fans, obviously, we would love to win a title. For a team of our stature and history, we've never won a Premier League title. That's one thing that people can always hold over us. We won the Champions League in 2005 and had one of the most memorable freaking finals of all time. One of the most memorable ones of all time. Since then, people will say that's the last thing that you really achieved, and that was 13 years ago. 13 years. I would love for us to, we get close and we just cannot get over the line. Obviously, 13-14 season, and right about this time of the season, we were like 80 points, 5 points clear, 3 games left to go, or something like that anyway, maybe a bit further down. Obviously, we totally bottled it from then on, right? And that's not really a laughing matter, but you've got to laugh about it now, because if you don't, you just cry. And that is just the reality of it. The point I'm making here, without going away from Emre Can too much, we've got a reinforcement coming in already in Naby Keita. We look in a strong position against a strong team in the Champions League right now. We're in third position in the Premier League right now in a Champions League spot. Now, if we finish in a Champions League spot this season, we do well in the Champions League, or hell, even if we at least put up a fight against Man City and we give it a damn good go as we can, yeah, I think you'd see people like Emre Can stay. I really do. Do I want him to stay? I would like him to stay. Absolutely, I would like him to stay, but he's not a player that I'm looking at like, man, I don't want to lose him. We cannot lose Emre Can. He is everything to us. And I'm not slagging him off in that respect either. I'm just being honest with you. He can come out of that team and someone else can come in, like James Milner, like Wijnaldum when Wijnaldum's playing better. Henderson, you've got people that can come in, especially when next year rolls around and you've got Naby Keita coming in. If you're not performing, you're on the bench. Okay, because Keita is knocking it out of the park so far in like the latter stages of this season over in Germany. Absolutely helped tear apart Bayern Munich the other day. He's playing very, very well. And I think they're of a similar age, if not Keita's younger. Emre Can's only 24. I think Keita's maybe 23. Not sure. Might be wrong on that one. But anyway, it's going to be a competitive midfield. Even Henderson's got to be looking over his shoulder, to be honest. He really will have to. But Emre Can, I'd love to see him stay. If he says he loves the style of play, he loves how we're playing football, he still feels like LFC is a family to him, we have got to make that a better situation for him as well. A situation where if we finish as high up in the league this year as we can, do as well as we can in the Champions League, have a successful transfer window in the summer, and I mean, like, not last season, but the season before, get our targets in nice and early. Maybe then we can show that we're going to make a statement of intent, keep a player like him, and hopefully we can keep hold of a player like that, not just give him away to someone like a Barcelona. I mean, I don't even think he would go to Barcelona and Real Madrid, because I don't think they would go for him. Bayern Munich? Not entirely sure. Wasn't he at Bayern Munich at one point? Not entirely sure, to be honest with you. Other leagues? Not entirely sure. Like Juventus have been the biggest suitors of him so far in recent memory. And mainly I would say Emre Can will probably go to Juventus because he kind of looks exactly the same as Sami Khedira. And maybe they're thinking, well, Sami Khedira is like in his mid-30s almost. We could get someone that looks exactly like him and no one will notice the difference. No, no one will notice the difference. Honest to God, if you put them next to each other, they look like brothers. They really do. They look insanely similar and they're not related as far as I'm aware. Juventus would probably be a most likely destination for him, to be honest, because he's in a similar mould to a Sami Khedira. I just think that he'd be well worth staying in the Premier League with us. I really do. I don't want to lose any of our players. I really don't. There's not a player right now that I can think, get out the door. I mean, there's a couple that I could think maybe you need to go, but not like, get out, I want you gone. He is a player that I think that we need to keep hold of and develop further and strengthen our midfield even more. And we'll be doing that next season with Keita and hopefully maybe at least one other midfield signing. But I'm going to end the video here because I'm going to try and do a transfer video as well of who we're linked with and what the possibility would be of us signing them, what would they bring to us. I'm going to try and do that for you as well. I'm going to record it today, maybe put it out tomorrow or Saturday. What day is it? Yeah, it's Thursday. So it's either going to come out tomorrow or Saturday. So if you like the sound of that, please do let me know it and like the video. Subscribe if you're new around here. Get your comments in on Emre Can. What are your thoughts on him? Let me know it in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching, as always, and I will catch you later.